Yes, this is from Supasis Guchit. I attended the Dakshinamurti session online, and I have one question. If I'm able to stop all vittis, then reflected consciousness will have nothing to shine upon, so there will be no distraction. In that moment, can I say that I am that reflected consciousness? And from there, do I try to expand, although I do not know how? And hopefully, by the grace of Lord Shiva, will I realize the pure consciousness in some lifetime?
The last one first. By the grace of Lord Shiva, I will realize pure consciousness in some lifetime. This is that lifetime. This is that. No. I mean it with the grace of the Lord. It is possible, entirely possible in this lifetime. Why not? All lifetimes are meant for that. All of what we have been doing through many lifetimes is meant for that only. This lifetime, yes, here, in this life. Now, what he has said is, if I manage to seize all vrittis, all movements of the mind, all perceptions, and all thoughts, emotions, then consciousness will have nothing to be reflected on, and will I be realize myself as the witness consciousness? I think that's what he asked. Is that possible? Yes. This is what you have outlined is the program of yoga, Patanjali yoga. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the vrittis of the mind, movements of the mind. Why? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Because then the witness consciousness remains in its real nature, in its essential nature. When the mind lake is calmed, no thoughts, no emotions, no memories, no desires, no expectations, no looking back into the past, no projecting into the future, letting go of the present. Then when the mind lake is calm and pure, it has to be pure. Swami Vivekananda said, the water has to be clean. If it is turbid, even if it is calm, it will just be stagnant water. That is tamoguna, tamas. It'll just, if you calm the mind and it's an impure mind, what will happen is one will either fall asleep or become sluggish or slow, whatever. With the calm and crystal clear water of the lake, you see straight through to the bottom of the lake. Vivekananda's commentary on this Raja Yoga Sutra and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And the yogi says, yes, when the mind is like that, still, without movement and pure, you will see that you are not the mind. It's a startling discovery. I am literally not the mind, nor is the mind mine. For whatever reason, this wonderful thing called the mind appears. And another thing happens. If I am not the mind, and the mind is not mine, whatever appears and is experienced in and through the mind. What is experienced in and through the mind? Body, personality, world, other people, samsara. The whole thing you can dismiss. I am not the mind is not mine. I am not the body is not mine. I have nothing to do with this world. The world is an appearance in the mind. Mind, along with the world appearance, can be dismissed and dropped. Then you go into samadhi, or the mind plunges into samadhi. You remain as the witness of that samadhi. And therefore, the sutra says, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then the witness consciousness remains in its real nature. That's what's called pure consciousness. Purusha. Sakshi Chaitanya, witness consciousness. So you're right. If you can do that. We can all still the mind for short periods. Few seconds here or there, few minutes, maybe a minute. But then the mind breaks out into waves. Why? Even if we don't want to think, remember, feel, it's because of the impurities of the mind. Sri Ramakrishna gives a very nice example. There's this mongoose which is trying to jump through a hole in the wall to go to the other side. But it's a long bushy tail. And some naughty children of the village, they've tied the brick to the tail. So the moment the mongoose tries to jump, it falls back. It's pulled back by the weight. It's a good example. That's what the yogi experiences. The world is like that brick tied to the mind. You want to rise above it, pull down again. Yeah. So unless this samadhi is prolonged, it will not lead to enlightenment. And this prolonged samadhi is not possible without purification of mind. What will happen if you do not attain this samadhi? What he's asking is, if I can do that, if you don't do that, then the next sutra says, vritti sarupyam itaratra. At other times, if you are unable to merge the mind in samadhi, the mind will keep breaking out into waves, and you, the witness consciousness, not knowing yourself as such, will identify with the waves of the mind. Vritti sarupyam, anger. You will not say, I am the pure light of consciousness illumining the anger in the mind. No, you will say, I am mad at you. Depression. You will not say, oh, I am like the blazing sunlight illumining this little patch of dark cloud in the vast blue sky. No. You will say, I am a dark cloud. So that's what happens. Vritti sarupyam. This is our lived experience. Nothing very esoteric about it. That's what we are going through all the time. So this is yoga. But he said he attended the Dakshinamurti's classes. That is not yoga. That is Vedanta. What Vedanta says, whether the black patch of cloud comes or the white patch of cloud comes or cloudless sky. What is cloudless sky? The mind without any vrittis. What is the white patches of cloud? The mind with sattvic vrittis. What are the dark patches of clouds? Mind with rajasic or tamasic vrittis. But the sun shining in the sky is utterly unaffected by any of these. In fact, it is by the light of the sun that you experience those clouds. White cloud, dark cloud, no cloud. Vedanta wants to point that out. That this Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. The witness consciousness remains in its real nature. The witness consciousness always remains in its real nature, right now. Whether you know it or do not know it, whether you accept it or do not accept it, you are that witness consciousness. Tum jano ya na jano, mano ya na mano, tum hi Ram. Whether you know it or you do not know it, whether you accept it or you do not accept it, you are Rama. Only thing is, if you do not accept it, if you do not realize it, if you do not know that to be true, it's fat lot of good it does to us. Still, I will not say that. Even this indirect knowledge, even hearing about it, gives a lot of peace to the mind. It gives you a psychological gap. The mind seems to relax its stranglehold on us and step back a little bit. We see the mind as a thing. Just as you see this thing, you see the mind as a thing. So, Vedanta says, instead of shutting down the vrittis, raise a vritti, a Vedantic vritti, a Dakshinamurti Stotra vritti, which will show you. It's like a mirror. Hold up the mirror to yourself. Mirror shows us the face. This vritti shows us that we are Brahman, we are pure consciousness. That also works. Then the next thing he says, after that will I be able to expand. What he means there is the second step in Vedanta. Because when you do this process, we have this intuitive feeling, yes, I am the witness, but I am the witness of this mind, of this body. And therefore, how many witnesses are there? In every mind and body, separate witness. Is that so? Vedanta says no. Sankhya will say yes. In every mind and body, separate witness. Separate pure consciousness. And each pure consciousness, that's the amazing thing. Each pure consciousness is limitless. It's just very interesting. Limitless, how they explain it is, what's the problem? You have one light which spreads all over, switch on another light that also spreads all over, they don't interfere with each other. So you are light, like light pure consciousness, and there are millions and billions of lights, they're all like pure consciousness, they are pure consciousness, they're all like light, and they can be multiple limitless pure consciousnesses. Vedanta says no, because limit is not defined in that way. Limit is where one thing stops and another thing begins. So if you and I are different pure consciousnesses, suppose, then there's a difference. There is a place where there is something where me, the pure consciousness, stops. Where you, the pure consciousness, begins. There's a definition of freedom. Do you know? You have full freedom to swing your cane, but your freedom ends where my nose begins. So similarly, your pure consciousness stops where me, the pure consciousness, begins. No, that cannot be limitless pure consciousness. This in Vedanta is called Vastu Paricheda, object limitation. or in another term, technical term in Vedanta is sajatiya bheda, difference of entities of the same kind. There are flowers, there are all flowers, but each flower is different, separate. So are you saying consciousnesses are separate? Vedanta will say no. My answer to that will be, not that when you realize yourself as pure consciousness, now you have to expand and be all pure consciousnesses and the entire universe as a dream or an appearance in that pure consciousness. Just recognize yourself as such. Let me give you a little sutra. It will work for people who have immersed themselves in Vedanta. Dream example first, and then apply it to our waking world. The dream example is this. In the dream, I, the dreamer, when I fall asleep, with my dreaming mind, I, the dreamer, the consciousness which dreams, with the dreaming mind, in the dreaming mind appears people, places, objects, happenings. That's the dream, the contents of the dream. Now, here is the subtle point. That consciousness which is dreaming, in that consciousness appears the dreaming mind and also the objects of the dream, the contents of the dream. The ground of the dreaming mind, the person who is, or suppose the person who is in the dream, the ground of the person who is in the dream, and the objects in the dream, the entire dream universe, they are one and the same ground, the dreamer, the one and the same foundation. That dreamer appears as the subject in the dream and entire objective universe in the dream. Now, in this world also, Vedanta says, that consciousness, which is the subject of this person, the one consciousness which is the witness of each person inside, is also the ground of the universe experienced by that person. This entire universe, see, this mind, these thoughts, memories, ideas, this is all appearing in me, the consciousness, that witness consciousness which he talked about. But this entire universe experienced by me is also appearing in that one witness consciousness. That's the difficult to swallow that. And this is the meaning of the Vedantic statement, Tat Tvamasi. You are that. What are you? The witness of that body-mind. That's not so difficult to understand. The consciousness which is experiencing the body-mind. What is Tat Brahman? The reality of this universe. What is the reality of that universe? That witness consciousness. The two are based on the same ground. Vivekananda put it this way. One only exists. It appears as nature, soul, object, subject. I will not explain further. The whole Vedanta has to be explained if I try to explain that. To put it simply, when we wake up, what do we realize? Oh, I was that guy in the dream. Me, I was there in the dream. And whatever was there in the dream was also me. Upon enlightenment, the enlightened sage realizes that. Yes, I am the person. That everybody says, yes, I am the person. But the difference is that enlightened sage will also say, I am everything here. I am the person experiencing the objective universe, but I am also the objective experience universe which is being experienced. This is the meaning of Tat Tvam Asi, that you are. That you are. The R is the underlying, that's the secret, that's the Advaitic secret. Tat Tvam, Tat objective, Tvam you. Asi is equal to, that equal to is this whole secret.